Yo, yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries. We just got done watching Raw. Of course, the one that's leading up to this next big pay-per-view on Sunday, Extreme Rules. We can't wait. Another pay-per-view, always exciting, and this one has some matches that we're certainly really looking forward to. So we'll recap this episode of Raw and get into this big event coming up. I'm RJ, here with Retro Brett.
Hello.
And Corey is coming to us live from Preston, England, the home of Bad News Barrett. Corey, what's going on over there in England?
Well, I'm afraid I've got some good news. We're going to be here tonight reviewing all the action tonight from Monday Night Raw. Hopefully setting you guys up with a big preview for Extreme Rules this Sunday. Really looking forward to it, guys.
Yeah, of course. Bad News Barrett was born in Preston, England. He currently resides in Tampa, Florida, where me and Retro Brett currently are. So we really have him covered on both sides of the spectrum. We'll get into Bad News Barrett and the rest of the WWE superstars. Now, to start off with, of course, we had Raw. I know we were talking off screen here, Retro Brett, about how there's a lot of events that are going to happen in these Raws that come right before the pay-per-views that just really are going to set a lot of this stuff up. What can you tell us about what happened tonight, RB?
All right. Well, to start off Raw, it was some more creepy mind games from Bray Wyatt surrounding the ring with the children singing his favorite song.
That was crazy.
Yes, it was pretty trippy.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole... Yes, that was very, very weird, and it actually freaked Cena out a little bit, well, a lot. What would you say about that, Corey?
Well, that was definitely a really, really cool segment to kick off Raw tonight with the children's choir. Of course, John Cena came out, and he was in the steel cage that he and Bray Wyatt will meet inside this Sunday at Extreme Rules in the steel cage match. And basically, Cena was kind of asking the crowd, why did you vote for me to be put in that handicap match last week? I mean, and basically, why are you guys taking on and following and cheering for Bray Wyatt whenever there's so many other young superstars in the back who aren't crazy like he is? But yeah, man, the whole segment with the children's choir, that was awesome, man. That was a really, really cool touch. Bray Wyatt is red hot right now. The fans are behind him. They like to boo him, they like to cheer him, and he really does have the whole world right now in his hands.
Or at least the WWE universe.
Yeah, man, what a crazy situation that's going on there. It seems like every new Raw, he's taking it a step further, and now he's coming out with these kids. All the kids are wearing the masks. He was in the chair rocking back and forth with a kid on his lap. I mean, that is really something crazy. I can't remember anything like this ever happening, in WWE and of course in wrestling. Corey, I mean, what can we expect from this Bray Wyatt Cena matchup heading into the pay-per-view?
Well, as I said, it's going to be a steel cage match. My prediction for this Sunday is that Bray Wyatt is going to beat John Cena, and we're basically going to continue to see John Cena inch closer to the dark side of the Force, so to speak.
Possibly losing his insanity or his sanity?
I don't think it's so much necessarily losing his sanity or even joining the Wyatt family. I think that John Cena... eventually, in the storyline, they're just going to say that he's had enough. He's finally snapped all the Cena sucks chants and all the sing-alongs with Bray Wyatt. It's all too much, and he's had enough. And if he has to be the bad guy now, he's going to do it. And, honestly, I really look forward to that with Cena. Cena's been the top guy, as we've touched on before, for a good decade now. And, it's time for him to do something else, It definitely reminds me of the career of one Hulk Hogan. For all those years, he was the face of being good and all that is right in wrestling storyline. And then 1996 rolls around, and he shocks everybody by forming the NWO and turning into a villain or a heel. And I think that would be the best move for Cena at some point in the near future. In fact, I would be willing to almost bet the farm on we see a villain John Cena come out of this Bray Wyatt feud.
It seems like it could be happening. I know Retro Brett was in a little bit of denial, but you might be coming too. We'll see what happens.
Well, it'll be interesting to see a heel Cena. I got to admit.
That would be interesting, no doubt. One thing we do got to touch on here, obviously, there's a couple more things from Raw that I really want to touch on. But one thing I wanted to ask you about, Corey, of course, is Daniel Bryan. What we're looking at him right now. He's got this situation with Stephanie McMahon, which I thought was really crazy. Another attack by Kane came out of nowhere when his wife Brie was fighting Paige there for the championship, or at least the Divas Championship. So, what are you looking at there with that whole turn of events?
I thought that was a good way tonight to build up Kane even more as a unstoppable monster. Of course, we saw Stephanie McMahon in the ring. And she gave Brie Bella an impromptu title shot at the Divas Championship against Paige, which was clearly just a setup for Kane to be able to come out and chase after her and torment Daniel Bryan further.
Yeah, I think we all saw that coming.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I most certainly did. And, it's all just a part of this whole insincere Stephanie McMahon kind of thing that we had going on tonight. She apologized to Daniel Bryan. Brie Bella actually called her a bitch, which must have felt pretty good to call your boss a bitch on live television.
Yeah.
I think there will be some repercussions there, but
Catfight.
we shall wait and see.
Yeah, I definitely expect I expect this Sunday to see Daniel Bryan prevail. I don't expect Kane to capture the big belt, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But I do expect him to really do a number on Daniel Bryan, and I think we may see this storyline continue a little bit longer, perhaps. We may get another pay-per-view match with Kane and Daniel Bryan, perhaps. Of course, who not too long ago were tag team partners in Team Hell No.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, Daniel Bryan, came out with the neck brace, and then he got, I think, power bombed or something like that by Kane. Choke slammed. Yeah. So, hopefully his neck is okay. He already said that he's already been cleared for the pay-per-view. I don't know how that's possible given that he had a brace on his neck, but
they cleared him. He said they cleared him before the attack by Kane tonight.
True.
So who knows what damage that inflicted.
Hopefully he's okay. Damn it. Another thing I, of course, wanted to ask you about, Corey, is the whole situation with the Shield and Evolution, because we had a special appearance by the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Caught us by surprise. Woo! Corey, I know you were expecting it. What can you tell us about what happened tonight there with the Evolution and the Shield?
Well, as you touched on, I was sort of expecting it. I had heard some rumblings earlier in the week that perhaps Flair would be coming out and making an appearance this week on Raw. And of course he did. Flair, honestly, and I really hate to rag on the Nature Boy because he is such a legend, and I do have so much respect for everything he's done, but he's just not what he used to be.
Who is?
On the mic, it was almost like he took too long to say what he had to say. And you could tell that, it was kind of an awkward transition between the pre-match introduction of Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and his little spiel on the mic, and the actual beginning of the match. But of course, we did see Ric Flair come out and endorse the Shield. We thought that at first, of course, he would go back with his cronies in Evolution.
Of course, right?
That didn't happen.
Yeah, so he sided with Evolution. I mean, what do you take from that? I mean, does that mean anything going forward? Does that really matter what Ric Flair thinks at this point?
Yeah, well, I mean, Ric Flair, I think that was just kind of a quick one-time appearance. I honestly don't see Rick going out on the road with the company. I don't see them using him that much. Things are difficult for the Nature Boy these days. Things are not quite as easy as they were for him to do, at least not as naturally and as good as he used to.
Yeah.
So personally, I would rather see them not use him in that capacity, but time will tell.
Wow.
As far as this Sunday at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, we of course have what is being billed as a 6-man warfare match between the Shield and Evolution. And I expect Evolution to get a win by nefarious means somehow, underhanded tactics. And, something that we touched on before that last week I kind of wrote off as possibly not happening was eventually this ending up with a War Games match as the big blow-off. Now, of course, you might notice that, as I mentioned, they are billing this as a 6-man warfare match. And tonight, the announcers were sure to drop the word war in describing the battles between the Shield and Evolution.
I noticed that.
That being said, guys, I've also, there's some rumors out right now. Of course, we talked about with the War Games match, that the reason why they haven't done it yet is because none of the arenas that, of course, the one that they're going to be running this Sunday for the pay-per-view, or the next couple pay-per-views are going to be large enough to handle the 2 rings that it would require to have a traditional War Games match.
Oh,
However,
that's too bad.
this July, we're going to be having a pay-per-view at the Tampa Bay Times Forum in, of course, Tampa, Florida, our hometown, home area. And it just so happens that because it is a hockey arena for the Tampa Bay Lightning, it's big enough to hold 2 rings. So, of course, that's all rumor at this point, but I just find it too much of a coincidence for them to be building this up as war and 6-man warfare to not be leading to a War Games match.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty much my thoughts as far as that goes.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I really hope you're right. Of course, me and Retro Brett will be attending that event, so we'll be covering that, and we definitely cannot wait. We still got a long time before that comes, and a lot of things are sure to happen. Retro Brett, what are you looking at here? Evolution, the Shield, what's going to happen, buddy?
Well, first, I want to talk about Ric Flair.
Okay.
Based on tonight, let's hope he doesn't go out on the road with the company.
Oh, boy.
All due respect to Ric Flair, but I want to say he looked better tonight than he did when he was wrestling. The last time he was wrestling, he looked better. He didn't sound better.
I noticed a slight slur, maybe, possibly.
He always had a little something like that.
Yeah, a little something.
I also think that he was, in my opinion, Evolution is the better faction. Still, they have the muscle, they have the experience. All the Shield has is one muscle guy. They have energy in their youth, but I think Evolution is still the top dog in the company, or the top three person tag team in the company. So I'm looking for Evolution to win at Extreme Rules, and I hope this rivalry will continue for a while in different circumstances and stipulations for the matches, of course. But I think this is going to be a great war.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys. I also think that Evolution will find a way to come out on top somehow, some way. They keep calling themselves the most powerful group or team in the history of wrestling.
They're not lying.
And that's what I'm thinking, Retro Brett, is that these guys they're probably pretty damn close. If not, they're probably close.
Oh, yes.
Last thing I really want to touch on here before we get to some other things here is this whole Bad News Barrett uprising. Corey, he'll be facing off with Big E. What can you tell us about that?
Well, of course, as I am coming to you tonight from Preston, England, Bad News Barrett has really, really came into his own over these last few, maybe, I don't know, about the last month, really, ever since just before WrestleMania. He's been getting fantastic crowd reactions in each one of these number one contendership for the Intercontinental title tournament matches. And tonight against Rob Van Dam was no different. Last week I said that Bad News Barrett had the match of the night, and I feel like he probably did that again tonight. Whenever it comes to crowd reactions, based upon their placement on the card and how much they're being pushed, I would say Bad News Barrett right now is making the most of the hand that he has been dealt more than probably anybody on the roster. And, as I touched on last week, I'm no Miss Cleo. I'm certainly no Nostradamus. But I see this Sunday at Extreme Rules, I see some bad news in store for one Big E and the Intercontinental Championship. What are your thoughts, Brett?
I concur wholeheartedly. I think they're going to put the belt on BNB, and I think the crowd is going to go crazy. I think BNB is pretty far over. Not nearly as far over with the crowd as one Bray Wyatt, but they're pushing him hard.
Right.
They're pushing him hard.
Yeah, man, he's got some really interesting, I guess you can call them gimmicks going on right now. Today they lifted him real high up. I thought that was pretty sweet. And he was trained by one of my favorite wrestlers from back in the day, Al Snow. So I've definitely been keeping my eye on Wade Barrett here. And it'll be interesting to see if Corey's prediction comes true, to see him, get one of the belts here. We'll see how far he can take it. And he's a big guy. He's obviously a guy that maybe elevates to World Heavyweight Championship status. Corey, what do you think?
I could definitely see that happening. Bad News Barrett is, while he's a relative newcomer to the...
Nope. We're having some disturbance there with C-Dub there in England.
He was very active in the independents over here in England. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Basically, like I was saying, he's been on the indies a long time, and he's no rookie. He knows what he's doing, and it's obviously working right now because, like I said, he's making the most of his spot on the card. The crowd's really taken on to him. And something I've noticed, like Retro Brett kind of touched on, is that two of the most over guys on the card right now are villains in Bad News Barrett and Bray Wyatt, which is kind of strange. But I think that they're finally going to get, after all the Nexus and New Nexus and Horror and all these different times that they've really tried to push Barrett to the next level. I think now they have their best momentum as far as getting that achieved. So time will tell what happens with Bad News Barrett, but I definitely like the forecast for his future.
Retro Brett, for the record, who are you picking this Sunday?
I'm definitely picking BNB.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel that Big E hasn't held the title for very long.
No, he hasn't.
And he hasn't really done much wrestling while he's had the title, so that's kind of strange for such a big guy and muscular guy that they want to push. That's kind of surprising to me, but I think they're gonna make BNB the champion.
All right, so we'll see what happens.
I
Obviously,
I like it.
we will bring our reactions and of course, what we thought of the big pay-per-view afterwards. Now, to finish up here on this episode, C-Dub, anything else you looked at from this Raw and that you're looking ahead to the pay-per-view? Anything else that you really want to touch on here with us?
Yeah, we've covered the Kane versus Daniel Bryan and the Shield and Evolution, Bray Wyatt versus John Cena, and the Intercontinental Championship match. But there's also 3 other matches that are announced for this Sunday's Extreme Rules. We have the recently crowned Divas Champion Paige taking on Tamina Snuka.
So sexy.
We have the Bulgarian Brute, Alexander Rusev, taking on, in a handicap match, R-Truth and Xavier Woods.
I do have some information on that. Lana is not actually from Russia. She was born in Tallahassee, Florida.
Whoa. Stop the presses.
You mean to tell me that somebody in pro wrestling isn't really from where they're built from?
Hey, I have my sources that shall remain nameless, and I have it on good authority that she is not Russian.
Well, we can only assume, due to the fact that we're here in Florida and you claim that she's from Tallahassee, that Retro Brett may or may not have had sexual relations with Lana. We'll save that for another episode. We'll get further into that. Yeah, into that discussion there. Quickly, Corey, finishing it off here. Anything else you want to bring up here?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, we got the handicap match with Rusev against R-Truth and Xavier Woods. I expect this to continue to be a push for Rusev. They're gonna R-Truth and Xavier Woods are gonna get their asses handed to them. I could see Tamina topping Paige for the Divas Championship.
It seems that might happen.
The thing that I'm most excited about from tonight's Raw is the announcement that for the very first time on the Extreme Rules pre-show, we are going to see a LC match.
What is that?
That would be, traditionally that would be tables, ladders, and chairs, but I guess in this case, because of the stature of the combatants, they've decided to go with a more appropriate name. It's going to be a ladder match where use of tables and chairs is also allowed between one Hornswoggle and the fearsome El Torito.
Oh, wow.
Nice tongue action there.
Wow. This is going to be an epic event. I don't know why they're doing it at the pre-show. You think something like that they would have done during the main, the main show, but
I would have put it on last if it were me. I mean, shit, that's money.
I'm most looking forward to that myself. I've never seen something like that.
That will be something brand new. I don't think any of us have ever seen something like that. And
I definitely expect use of step stools.
Oh, wow. Wow, well, let's just hope that they can, to get on that big of a stage, hopefully they can be, big enough. No pun intended, but that's a big stage.
They don't fall short.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That's horrible. I'm offended by that.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. We're definitely looking forward to the big event, Extreme Rules. Let us know what you guys think will happen, and of course we'll be covering it and letting you guys know what we thought of the big event. I'm RJ for Retro Brett.
See ya.
Corey, are you going to go grab some fish and chips?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get myself a little bit of fish and chips and maybe head down to the pub here and do my best Bad News Barrett impression and, spread some diplomacy here across the pond and fight some people in this pub. So we'll see what happens.
Well done.
Like it.
Have a great time, Corey. I recommend the shepherd's pie as well. A great dish over there in England. So thank you guys once again for joining us. Make sure to tune in for our Extreme Rules recap and reactions. We'll see you guys there.